T, 5-time WCW champion. You listen to WNS Podcast. Now, can you dig that, sucker?
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now, being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
And we welcome you to episode 264 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
I believe that we're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. And all you have to do is search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
They don't have to do anything, but if they would like to listen to us in other formats, that is an option for them.
That's an option.
You can also follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel, temporarily. You can follow Tyler at Tyler_Abear.
Sure.
Yeah, really good stuff. Sure. So welcome to the show. Got plenty to talk about this week, but it is going to be a two-man show. Doug has promised he will be back next week, so unfortunately, work comes first, and it's a pain in the butt. So what can you do about it, right? But we're going to dive into a little bit of feedback. We got some Fastlane talk, some Raw talk, a little bit of Hot Topic.
Raw talk.
Raw talk, yeah. Let's get raw. And a bunch of other stuff that might pop up here or there. So thank you.
First,
Thanks for listening. We certainly appreciate it.
how you doing?
Don't you be stealing my line, sir. No, sir.
What are you doing?
We ain't doing that.
Are you doing what?
No, we're not doing that.
How are you feeling today?
Stop it. You stop doing that right now.
That's right.
I will casually walk around this, whatever
and I
this
will
is.
casually walk around the other side to Doug's mic, so you can't catch me.
Well, his mic isn't turned up, so.
Well, turned up for what?
For nothing, because he's not
okay.
here.
Yeah, but how you doing?
I'm about to punch you for reals this time.
For realsies.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing all right? Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
How was your weekend?
I had a wonderful weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah. Got to celebrate the old bachelor party, the rite of passage before the wedding. No strippers involved, no cocaine. So
Well, there was an inflatable midget lady.
Yeah. And some baloobs.
Baloobs?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Balloon boobs.
Pretty good time. Kicked it off Friday, going out to Old Wings to Go.
Yep.
Relocated, but still under the same management.
Yeah.
And
the thing about that is, I mean, we had fun, but we don't remember that dude being such a douche.
yeah, he was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Not
when
too,
I first
not
walked
too
in there
kind.
before I picked you up, it was like, oh, if you need anything, just let me know. He was cool. And
And then we did, and he was like, no, fuck you.
no, that was before. Like, he saw the system hooked up and all to the projector, and he was like, oh, freaking out. Because
Yeah.
I called like a month before, or maybe a month and a half. I think I talked to one of the managers, and he's gone now. He doesn't work there anymore. But I was asking, what's the setup? What do I need to hook the? Because the HDMI cord doesn't work on there. So
Yeah.
But no, the dude was just, I don't know, he had an attitude.
He was
and
an
stuff.
asshole.
Like, there
He
was
was a dick.
tables all in there.
Let's call it what it is. He was being
I had
a
my
dick.
PS4 on the table, and he's like, oh, let's move this table underneath this projector so no one hits these cables. And my PS4 was standing up, like, on the side, and he moved the table, and it fell down.
Didn't even apologize.
Yeah, didn't apologize. Then later on, he came in there and was like, oh, are you unplugging stuff on my projector? And I was like, no. I was like, I just plugged this up. I'm not going to,
I'm not messing with your stuff.
Yeah, he goes, well, don't do this. And it was just a dick.
Yeah. But all in all, we ended up having a good time.
Played games and watched the Bellator show. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the fun that was Bellator.
Bellator 149,
49, I believe.
yeah.
My God. that Kimbo Slice versus Dada 5000 match. Work of art.
Oh, did you know that he went to the hospital afterwards, Dada, and what did he have? Cardiac arrest? I don't know. He had some. Or
Oh my
something.
God.
Yeah, he was in there for a while. I think it was that.
Did he train for the fight? I mean, obviously not. They were both gassed 30 seconds in, but Jesus, I would hope that maybe I even have that kind of cardio to last.
I didn't expect that from Kimbo.
Yeah, I expected much more, especially since his last fight was against Ken Shamrock and he beat him in the first round.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. It doesn't matter.
I felt like going back and watch it because it was good for all the wrong reasons.
It really was. It was a train wreck. And when the crowd is laughing at you, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, you can see people in the background just laughing. And you heard some boos.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was not, they had hyped it up so much.
Yeah,
and
they're trash talking.
And they completely undelivered.
Yeah.
Or underdelivered. They didn't even, well, it wasn't even delivered. That was a terrible match.
You said you have hope for a career and
It makes me believe that I could have a future with Bellator MMA after watching that fight. Like, dude, I could step in there and last 30 seconds. If you're putting me up against those guys,
the ending
I might have a shot.
was like Slice whiffed data, and he did a walk around fall or something. Like
It was
a curve fall.
Ric Flair meets Mike Tyson's Punch Out, where they go swinging, wobbling back, and then they finally fall down in the end.
The going back the other 4, I think it was 5 matches before. That was good. I didn't know any of the guys.
That poor dude got kicked in the dick 3
Oh,
times
my gosh.
in 2 rounds.
Yeah, but they were still cool. Those guys were still cool. And then Mike Tyson on the mic.
Yes.
Was he high? I don't know.
I believe he was drunk.
Oh, good Lord. He was
Very
laughing
drunk.
at everything. It's like, just put him on the mic the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be
The most
distracting.
entertaining part. Yeah.
Yeah. Kurt Angle was there. Booker T was there. I forgot who else.
Lashley, I think.
Oh, they show him?
That might have been in a video package. I might be mistaken on that.
Oh, well, we saw Lashley at Dave and Buster's package.
Yeah.
Whatever. But we saw Kurt. They didn't show Kurt Angle, but they saw Booker T and they said his name or whatever. But they saw Kurt in the back.
Yeah.
But no. Then after that match, it was Royce
Shamrock,
Gracie,
Gracie.
which that didn't go that long at all because we had to leave. I tried to extend our time because Wings to Go shut down 11, and I was we were 10 minutes until we had
The match started at 10:54.
Yeah, I was like, oh no. So
And they
I
closed
talked to
at
dude. I was
11.
just please, can we stay there and finish watching the match? And because I was like, hey, y'all close at 11. He's like, yeah. And I was like, hey, can we please? He turned around and told
Just
people,
completely ignored you.
Ignored me and was telling his workers after he leaves, vacuum in there. I'm like, I was just I paid for the room. I know it's just a few minutes over. That was it, But hey, the fight ended.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Came back in, watched 30 seconds of it, and that was the end. So
I was like, aw. But
it worked out.
But I came in, I was like, yeah, that douche won't let me
if we're gonna enjoy their food, I'm gonna do their restaurant name suggests and just get it to go.
So I'm gonna throw this out there. So it's a Wings to Go in Port Arthur,
Yeah.
Texas. The owner
Mm-hmm.
sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know where the place is. Everyone knows. Okay.
Well, way to put them on blast.
Yeah, I did.
But then Saturday, the fun continued. Went and ate at Luke's Ice House. Got myself a nice burger. Went and saw Deadpool again. Then we went to Houston. Had a nice little surprise. Got to go to the Guadalajara restaurant that that has become near and dear to our hearts and our stomachs.
Fancy Mexican restaurant.
Oh, it's so great.
It is good.
I love that restaurant. I wish we had that kind of restaurant down here because I take that back. I don't wish it because I would gain so much weight from wanting to eat there all the time.
certain things oh no, I remember I was I always go to Houston. I would always eat free burgers. Man, I love free burgers.
Yeah.
Come down here. Came down here. I ate enough of them. I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. Now I ruined myself on it.
Yep. So it ruins it. You gotta make it special.
You gotta appreciate it because I don't go to Houston super often, but when I do, it's
you frequent.
Yeah, maybe well, not now, but I
3
used
or
to go,
4 times a year.
Well, it used to be more than that, but
Yeah. You go up and visit Sushan. We go to Comic Palooza or a wrestling show or something like that. Something going on. Yeah.
we went up to Guadalajara. Our friend Sushan was there, and Tex Lone Star surprised
Joined by
here.
Tex Lone
Yeah,
Star.
he came and ate some Mexican food with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love the Tex-Mex.
Good
With
old
Tex Lone Star.
Tex Lone Star, and he's such a hoot.
Yeah.
Grilling our own Daniel.
Yeah.
While at the restaurant, it was funny.
Yeah. It was quite an entertaining night.
Yeah.
And we'll be having him on the show sometime in the future. They have an upcoming event sometime in April, so we'll definitely make sure to have him on the show. I know a few of our listeners out there appreciate Tex Lone Star, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And then we went to Dave and Buster's, played a bunch of games, had a really good time. So it was a lot of fun. And then Sunday, got to sleep in, do some laundry, clean up a little bit, stay in my pajamas for most of the day, and then watch Fastlane. So
I came over a little early. We watched Pixels because I've never watched that before.
yeah.
And It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Which is always awesome.
Yes.
Bird Law.
Bird law came into effect. That's right. So it was really good. I had a really good weekend. It was probably the best weekend I've had in a very long time.
Also mentioned you had like a shitload of candy.
Lots of candy and cookies and baloobs. Boob balloons.
Those are some good wings.
Yeah, the wings were good, and their fries are always awesome.
It's like, guess what? I'll just get your wings to go because I don't know what to do at that place.
We'll take it to the library and watch WrestleMania.
Hells yeah.
If Noah can do whatever it needs to do. Anyways, so before we get into Fastlane, we do have one bit of feedback.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to bring it up because it is important, and it pertains to last week's episode.
Okay.
It's from our good friend Ace McSpade.
Okay.
Who said, "I did not say poop. Tyler lied."
What?
So, Honest A-Bear.
What? That
Is a
sounds
fucking
a little
liar.
bit fishy. That sounds a little bit fishy.
Honest A-Bear is a liar.
You know how sometimes like you're typing stuff, right? And you look away, you accidentally type something. So I think that's what he did.
Just admit you're a liar.
What?
Just admit it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a liar.
People
and you're
do
a
stuff on
manipulator
accident.
on the
I totally
keyboard.
understand. I totally understand people do it
You're
on
lying
accident.
to our listeners, and that's never good. It's never good to
I
deceive.
never lie, okay?
You're
Not to my
deceiving.
listeners, because I love
You're
my
trying
listeners.
to
So you're saying
deceive.
I hate my listeners?
If you continue lying, that's what I'm going to say.
I don't lie.
You're trying to deceive
No.
them.
No.
You're giving them false information. Like people farting on other people.
When did that happen?
It didn't, but you went onto the screen and typed that it did.
I don't know what you're talking
You're
about.
providing
man.
false information and lying to our listeners, which is not cool.
I would never do that.
You've already done it.
What? No.
Anyways.
Well.
So we got to enjoy Fastlane on Sunday. The kickoff matchup was Kalisto going up against Alberto Del Rio in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Not a bad way to start.
Yeah, I appreciated it. A lot of the comments that I was hearing were, well, why is this the kickoff match? Why isn't this on the main card? I can see your argument, but on the other hand, you want to get people to tune in because for those who do not have the WWE Network, they can watch the pre-show for free. Mm-hmm. So you can go on there, watch that match, and that'll entice you to get the network.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have a pointless whatever match, whoever versus whoever, Connor versus Victor or something like that, the Ascension. Just a random match. You don't want to have that. You want to have a reason for people to tune into it in order to get the network buys.
Yeah.
So, it's fair. I get it. It's a smart business move. But on the other hand, it's also 4 hours of programming you have to watch instead of 3, which is already a lot to take in, especially when you have Raw the very next night, which is another 3 hours, but we'll dive into that a little bit later. What did you think about the matchup overall? It ended up being Kalisto winning, 2 wins to 1.
I liked it. I didn't think it was the best, but it entertained me. And Del Rio was pretty aggressive in that match.
Yeah. He has definitely I don't know what his internal issue is as far as going for the mask.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot to Kalisto.
Yeah. And not just Kalisto. I think he did it to Rey Mysterio once. Didn't he demask him once? Or?
Yeah, well, the first time Kalisto and Del Rio fought, it looked like an accident.
Yeah.
Because he went too far and he heard him put the mask on. Then after that, he started doing it and he was just a little bit, like he had control of it and it was just a little bit of his face. But this one was, for the pay-per-view, was a lot more than the last one.
Started the match and ripped off the back of Kalisto's mask that had the dragon tail to it.
He's like, darn it, man.
Yeah.
That was... he has like a collection like Rey Mysterio. It's like, oh man, that was my good one. Or,
Yeah, that was my good mask.
That was actually, if I'm correct, was that he looked like a Power Ranger or a reptile? Is that the one? Or is that Raw?
Oh, I don't. Oh no,
Remember
Raw. He was doing like white.
He was like silver and green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I thought he looked like a reptile. He looked pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like the variations that they come up with.
Yeah.
I dig that Kalisto mask. It's pretty cool.
You know what I liked? And sorry, this is going off that match, the topic. You know what I liked? The half Sin Cara, half Mysterio mask.
Oh yeah,
remember that one? There was one I liked
cool.
better. I don't know if it was the Sin Cara Mysterio or Mysterio Sin Cara. They were different, right?
Not really. They had one half, and then the other one had equally, but they were opposite.
Oh no, I thought well.
It's like one for Sin Cara, like the left side was Sin Cara's mask, and the right side was Rey Mysterio, and then it was the opposite on Rey Mysterio. It was like the left
that was
side
one mask
Mysterio.
I would like to have.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But no, going back to the match, I enjoyed it. What did
Well, Del Rio got himself disqualified first.
Yeah, hit him with a chair.
Hit him with the chair, putting Kalisto up 1-0.
Is it me? I know, like, he's had to bust this out more because this is a 2 out of 3 falls match, but like he was doing that stomp a lot.
Yeah, it was definitely making it a target. It's because he's been winning matches with it, so he was looking to put Kalisto away early, I guess.
So is that like a finisher?
I'm thinking it might be his unofficial but official finisher.
New finisher.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really do that arm bar.
Yeah,
much.
He's kind of honed away from the submissions and is more focusing on that, which to some degree it works, but in others it does not, because there was a SmackDown match not too long ago where he did it to Sin Cara, and Sin Cara's sitting there hanging onto the ropes for like 10 seconds while Del Rio's getting set up and then finally jumps. It's like that's too long for someone to coincidentally be holding on to the ropes trying to pull themselves up.
Yeah.
Like there's other ways to get out of that. But so Kalisto won the first one via disqualification. Del Rio delivered the stomp for his victory, tying it all up. And then Kalisto ends up getting a roll-up pin to win the match, being victorious and retaining his United States title. So pretty good. It was an entertaining matchup to start it off. But the actual pay-per-view...
Oh, sorry. One note.
Mm-hmm.
So we noticed that, because I thought this was going to be for the whole pay-per-view, Morrow was on commentary. I was like, oh, dude. I was like, is it going to be for the whole pay-per-view?
I was hoping so much.
I was like, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a teaser.
Yeah. I think he will be.
Like, why
on
did
that
they
level.
do that?
In my opinion, one is to get him used to being live. Well, I'm not saying that he's not, but I know he did like New Japan commentary, and that was a good portion of it pre-taped. He does SmackDown, which is pre-taped, and stuff like that, so they can go in and edit it. So maybe they're trying to get him used and comfortable to being live. And again, I'm not saying that he's not fully capable of it or hasn't done it before. I'm not too familiar with his background. But maybe it was just sort of like a test run. Like, hey, let's see how you sound.
Yeah.
Go out there and call the pre-show. What I would eventually like to see, as far as Mania goes, I would really like to see how. Remember years back when they had the brand split and you had your Raw table, your SmackDown table, and your ECW table?
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that?
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
I would like to see this Raw table and the SmackDown table, so that way they can kind of trade off commentary.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, although Byron would have to sit in the middle, so that'd be kind of weird. But for certain matches, you could have Cole, JBL, and Byron, and then for the other ones, you could just have King and Morrow. That'd be fine. But yeah, I don't know. But in the long run, I would really like to see him take over for Raw on commentary.
He's good at play-by-play.
I think this is just my opinion, but I think since they're bringing in all this New Japan talent like Shinsuke and Gallows and Anderson and all, and now you got AJ Styles in the mix, I think they're also bringing him in because he knows all of their movesets.
Yeah.
He's been calling them this whole, for quite some time. So they'll have those guys show up on SmackDown eventually, and he'll be there to know all the moves, all the calls and everything, what the names of the moves are.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I've always liked that. Like going back to like the past, I don't know if it was like around 2009, whenever Matt Stryker around there, when he always like when Daniel Bryan came in, it was like, oh no,
The
cattle
American
mutilation.
Yeah.
He would say certain things and stuff, and it was just cool.
He'd get excited.
Yeah, he would get excited. Not the other guys, but it was cool that he would name their moves and stuff. Or not name them, but say their moves.
And that's one of the cool things that I love about Ronaldo is that he focuses on the match. Like he adds to the story that's on the side, but for the most part, he's calling what he sees in the ring as opposed to what's happening backstage or who's talking about what. He's like, oh my God, he calls the moves, and that's,
Yeah, well, he added on to it, like, when they were talking about Del Rio and stuff, and about his father and stuff.
Like, he even fought in a mask to pay homage to his father and his uncle and blah, 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 blah.
So he goes along with the stuff, but he mostly, like, calls the moves. No, I enjoy the guy. Mm-hmm. So
I'm looking forward to possibly seeing him on Raw one day. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think it would happen.
And he gets so excited, too.
Yeah.
It's very call back to JR. Like, that's what he does on commentary is what I loved about what JR does on commentary. He calls what he's looking at.
Yeah.
So and he gets excited about it instead of Michael Cole's, oh my, look at that. It's exciting. Can it really be? Wow. Like, I don't know. Like, no, Cole's not the worst, but he's not the best either.
Are you watching Cole?
So, speaking of watching, we got to watch Fastlane. First opening contest of the actual pay-per-view itself. Tag team playa.
I don't remember too much about this.
And that's the problem. There are a few matches on this pay-per-view that are easily passable. Some of them were filler. Obviously, at least one of them was filler. There was a lot of filler in this pay-per-view. There were a few matches that stood out, but other than that, it wasn't, a mind-blowing pay-per-view. So the opening contest, we saw Sasha teaming up with Becky, going up against Tamina and Naomi. Like you said, nothing really to remember. They tried to play off of, can Sasha and Becky get along? They tried to play that angle when anyone who's watched NXT over the last year knows, they are capable. They just, went their separate ways and so on and so forth. So, but, of course they didn't mention anything about NXT, but, Sasha and Becky do end up getting the victory over Tamina and Naomi. And, like I said, it's nothing really to take away from, but it does set up the, it is leading towards WrestleMania, which I think we're going to see a triple threat match, which I'm perfectly fine with. After that, we got to see Kevin Owens go up against a very oddly styled hair of Dolph Ziggler. That crown thing braid that he had. I don't know. But anything to take away from this matchup?
Another thing, I'm trying to remember certain stuff. I don't remember too much about this either. Oh, man. Dang. I don't know.
And Dolph Ziggler's hurting offense and the whiplash he nearly got when he crashed into the corner.
Yeah.
I know Doug has just about had enough of Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah, he has. Yeah.
He does not enjoy his offense. And I'm starting to get up there with it. I'm like, yeah, it's looking like it's hurting Ziggler more than it's hurting his opponent. So, I don't know. But Kevin Owens does end up getting the victory, retaining his Intercontinental.
Is that when he gets out of the ring and throws the title at Cole?
Yeah. Or did he throw it at him? Or
he threw it on the table.
Yeah. It was like, there it is. That's why I'm the champ. Take it in, Cole. Take it in.
I like that.
Yeah, it's one of those just like, why do you hate Cole so much? And, I don't know. I would love to see one of those. It works. Yeah, I dig it. After that, we got to see the Big Show teaming up with Kane, teaming up with Ryback to go up against the Wyatt family.
And I was actually surprised. I got this right, who won, but I thought it was going to be the opposite. I mean,
Yeah, you're building up the Wyatts as this indestructible force, going up against a team that has never tagged together as a group. Individually, they have teamed together, but
I mean, you want to make the Wyatts look strong, but I don't think it really matters now because they won and lost so many things. It doesn't really hurt them or affect them, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I get that, and yes, that's partially true, but it seems like every single time they start to get momentum, they just cut the rug out from under them.
Because I think there may be something more to it later on down the line with the Wyatts and Brock Lesnar, but right now it was not to be.
Well, even that, if you're going to have the Wyatts looking strong going into Mania, you don't have them lose to 3 mid-carders who aren't known as a group, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I see your point, but at the same time, I feel like knowing how the Wyatts are, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, because we want to see them like be dominant the whole time.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, how are you going to be afraid of the big bad wolf if every time the big bad wolf comes to attack you, whenever he bites you, there are no teeth? You know?
Well, they do beat up the guys for a little bit, but then
they beat them up.
End match
but
is not really.
In the end, they're never standing tall.
Yeah.
When it matters, which is a pay-per-view win. So, you know, they have to be dominant. They have to be unstoppable. They build them up as this unstoppable force. They took out Big Show. They took out Kane. They took out Ryback. And now those 3 are going to try and take down this unstoppable force. And you know what? The Wyatt family is going to mow you over because there is nothing that's going to stop these guys. Nope, not going to do that. Why build up a team, right? Because it's not like they're lacking in star power right now. We certainly don't need any stars.
Yeah, no.
So let's just job them out to the jobbing team, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
at the end, I don't know if it's true. Luke looked like he was hurt.
He looked like he was favoring his arm or elbow, I believe. I think he landed awkwardly, and it gave him a little stinger. But yeah, Big Show, Kane, and Ryback, your winners. Nothing to take away from the match.
One of these times,
once again,
Braun's gonna have to eat a pin.
Yeah. Once again, you cut the legs right out from the Wyatt family. And we'll talk about that a little more as we get into Raw. But after that, we got to see Charlotte versus Brie Bella. Divas title on the line. And this is one of those matches that I'm happy that I won't.
There's some miscommunications.
Absolutely. I'm going to be happy that I won't be remembering this match too much after today.
Well, I mean, people wanted to get behind Brie because the whole Daniel Bryan thing. She had the kick pads.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And there was a part of me that wanted to be behind her too.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't think it really delivered that well.
Yeah. This match.
I mean, I don't think it was like super, super horrible. There was some.
It was bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't
that
good.
Great, but Charlotte's had worse.
It was bad. This match was bad. And I know I might get some slack for saying that, but I did not enjoy this matchup. I did not enjoy the chemistry. These two had so many miscommunications. It just didn't
Bree's
look right.
The weaker. Oh, the Bellas.
Yeah.
Opinion, right.
Yes. Yeah. In the ring, Nikki has far surpassed Brie. Almost said Bricky, which that would have been
Bricky.
Yeah. Bricky Bella. But yeah, Nikki, it looks like she's actually put effort into getting better in the ring.
I don't know what the hell happened at the end whenever she had a submission. She did the Boston, yes lock, and then she got out of it and did the Boston Crab. Like, I don't know, something felt weird and off. Like, she kept on doing that, and it's like, I don't know, explain what the hell just happened. Like, she stopped. Or something like that, right?
She
didn't really kick out.
She went
stopped.
to readjust, and then Charlotte got on top and put her in the figure 8.
I don't know. It was so weird.
Which one, thank you, Charlotte, for not selling the pain that you were in 20 seconds ago. And 2, you made Brie tap out in 5 seconds. Well, we know that
Charlotte does not sell when it comes to that because she's hurt, or she's acting like she hurt her knee, and then all of a sudden she puts it in a figure 8 and and she gets up and she's all right.
Right.
So she doesn't really sell.
And that's one of the problems that I have with Charlotte. Not to mention her god-awful promos, which we'll talk about a little bit later on as well. But yeah, Charlotte ends up defeating Brie Bella.
Do you know what I'm saying right now?
You're so stupid. But yeah, Charlotte retains. Don't go out of your way to see this matchup.
She needs to drop the belt soon.
And she will. She will at Mania. More than likely. After that, we got to see a pretty good matchup. AJ Styles going up against Chris Jericho. They had a couple miscommunications.
Yeah, but that happens and all that stuff.
It does.
But let me ask you a question. Out of this match, how does this rank out of their 3 matches?
I can't rank them because I'd watch them, I'd talk about them, and then I'd move on. Nothing really stood out. Like, it wasn't one of those, oh my gosh, this match is incredible. It's insane. I know the crowd was hot for it. I didn't see anything that I really disliked. I take that back. I did see one thing that I disliked, and that was the fact that Jericho kicked out of the Styles Clash. Because they...
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about this once that happened, is that they spent so much time getting that move over in New Japan. Mm-hmm. Like, if he hits that, you're done. It doesn't matter how strong you are not kicking out of the Styles Clash.
Yeah.
And here it is, a month later after his debut.
It's like, oh, yeah, you have your finisher, but, we need something else. And the calf crusher is something he's used before.
Right.
But, let's focus on that. And so, to me, now the Styles Clash is a signature.
Which is sad.
More than the finisher. Which everybody wants it. Everybody wants it,
mm-hmm.
But they're like, I guess someone backstage is like, nah, you change it.
Yeah, you're working with us now. We don't need to.
We know what we want.
Don't need to get over what you used to get over in TNA and New Japan and Ring of Honor. We're making you use a submission move. So that's one thing that bugs me, but that's not necessarily on AJ or Jericho's fault. That's on the WWE.
There was one that move where he bounced off the rope or whatever, and
mm-hmm.
I forgot what it was, but I don't know if it was a miscommunication. But I don't know. I feel like it was passable, but it wasn't
mm-hmm.
it was like the greatest.
Exactly.
But it wasn't crap to me. So
right. Out of the matches, it was one of the better ones. Like when you compare it to a match on Raw, it stood out. Whenever it was on the pay-per-view, compared to Charlotte, compared to Sasha's match and all that, it stood out. Like, this was one of the better matches of this pay-per-view, but it wasn't for me worth remembering. Like, people were going to be like, hey, remember that Styles and Jericho feud? And we're like, oh, yeah, they did have a feud back then, didn't they? Like, that's kind of how I feel about it.
I mean, it was cool, but I'm ready to move on from those 2 guys.
Mm-hmm. But AJ Styles, like I said, I'm not trying to bash the match or anything. There was nothing terrible. There was nothing bad about it. It was a solid match. So, I might get a little dislike or a little heat on that, but yeah, that's just my opinion. So make sure you let us know in the comment sections of what you thought about the matches.
Yeah, if you like
it,
you don't like
that.
it, tell us what you liked about it, what you don't like about it.
We love seeing those comments.
Yeah.
After that, we got some lovely filler, and this was, I don't know what the general idea was in the meeting for this, where they were like, hey, what would be great to put on a pay-per-view where, people are watching? The Cutting Edge Peep Show with the New Day. This is genius.
Something that we talked about a while back was we love New Day, but there's times where they are miss with us.
Yeah.
This is one of them. And I don't know what like you said, what the heck happened, because it was pretty much New Day and Edge and Christian confronting each other, doing cheesy stuff. You could tell that the New Day was the heels.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, they're talking about Sheamus.
Yeah, they start bringing in the League of Nations.
And I was like, a hill factor, talk about another hill, factor, and then faction. But then all of a sudden they came out, and then the New Day backed away because the Edge and Christian got on the side of New Day. I don't know, it was confusing.
It was a cluster. This segment fell flat on its face.
I know that they're trying to promote the Edge and Christian show that reeks of total awesomeness.
Which, by the way, I tried to take your advice and watch some of from the show. I got 8 minutes in. And I'm like, I can't watch this.
I'm gonna try to watch it because we gave what's it called? Swerve a chance, so I'm gonna give that.
It's
a chance.
worse.
Is it?
It's terrible.
I'll be the judge of it.
It's such. I don't know how to describe it. It's okay. Take what you saw on the Cutting Edge Peep Show and make it last for a half hour.
Yeah.
With them talking about that. About, oh, we're just so awesome. Look how awesome we are. Did you not see this? Oh, how cool are we?
You know, that's them from a long time ago.
It looked like it was shot as a pilot for a show and was never meant to be released.
Why would you say that?
Because it's that bad.
Oh.
In my opinion.
I will try to watch it this weekend and tell you what I think.
It's bad.
It's bad.
I'm bad. Anyway, yeah, I hate that I'm sounding so negative about this pay-per-view. Like, there were good things to talk about, but this was not one of them.
I still have love for New Day. It was a weird segment for sure, but I don't know what came of this. I don't know if New Day is going to have something eventually to do with the League of Nations.
Maybe they're teasing a face turn for New Day, which I hope not, because they work better as heels.
Yeah.
They work better as the childish heels than childish faces.
Unless they're going to do the childish heels versus the other heels. I don't know.
Yeah. The irrelevant heels.
Because they have no other faction to fight against or team right now, because the Dudleys are fighting the Usos and all that stuff. They need to bring new tag teams up. And
and I know that. So out of nowhere, I never saw this until after the pay-per-view. There were a lot of rumors going that Enzo and Kaz were going to debut during this segment to challenge the New Day.
That would be cool. Something fresh.
Yeah. But it was not to be. So after that, we got more filler, an impromptu matchup. Curtis Axel going up against R-Truth. And this match ended. Goldust tried to help out. R-Truth was getting distracted by the Social Outcast. He came out and ended up costing R-Truth the matchup, and he was like,
"They're still furthering. Yeah, this whole Goldust wants you to,
Golden Truth
wants R-Truth to be his tag partner, which by now they need to seal the deal.
Yeah,
like, hey, let's be a partner. Let's be a tag team partner instead of him chasing after him the whole time.
And we'll fight the New Day at WrestleMania and be the new tag team champions." Anyways, no, that's not going to happen. After that, we got to see the main event of the evening. Triple threat match. Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar. #1 contendership on the line to face Triple H at WrestleMania.
I saw this coming, but I also, part of me felt like, or I guess my heart, I was like, oh, man, Dean Ambrose, But we all knew Roman was going to get it for sure.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest complaints that I saw online is, oh, it's so predictable. It was still a fun match.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the heck out of this match.
Really, anything with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like suplexing people is fun and stuff.
That is entertainment. But here's what I like. That showed a dynamic, and I'm curious as to what Doug's opinion was on this match. But I really, really enjoyed it because it started off Brock Lesnar being absolutely dominant. I'm talking like just chucking Roman Reigns around, chucking Dean Ambrose around, and Ambrose sold it perfectly. Like, he just, however he landed, that's how he landed.
That was awesome. I was like, look how he's landing. Look how he's
like he didn't try and like readjust so that he laid down perfectly on the floor.
Ragdoll mechanics.
Yeah. He straight up ragdolled into the ropes, and like however he landed, that's just how he was. The story they were telling on that was, single, as a single unit, they can't go near him, but they ended up getting the better of him, teaming up together, putting him through the table, and they're like, all right, screw it. Now it's you versus me. And so we're fighting. Oh, crap, he's starting to stir. We better take him out, make sure, keep him down. And so they do it again, fight, and then they
I thought they were going to do it on the third table, but I guess the third table would have been overkill.
That would have put him down for sure. But I had a lot of fun watching this matchup. I got into it. I was wondering, were they going to pull the trigger? Are they going to tease it? Lesnar getting the Kimura lock and Roman about to tap, but then he, powers out of it, and Ambrose using the chair while the Kimura lock is locked on, and the German suplex while Roman's got Dean over his head, and just it was a fun match.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this one.
If you think about it, it made sense for Roman to get to complete the story. Him to fight Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think Roman is the best, but I know he's gotten better in the ring.
Yeah, a little bit, but it does make me. It makes me worry. Not the fact that Roman Reigns is the winner, was that WWE is so far into what they want to do that
they've always been like that.
Well, granted, yes, but for WrestleMania 30, obviously the fans had a major role in changing that, and also CM Punk leaving. It screwed up a lot of their plans. So they're like, okay, we'll go with what the fans want on this one. Why are they choosing that particular one? Why can't they say, well, here's what the fans were wanting now. If it floats, it floats, and if it sinks, it sinks, and we'll move on. They constantly parade around, if something doesn't work, we can just easily change it. It's as simple as that. Like Brock Lesnar's not going after the Wyatts right now, right? Because that's what they originally planned. But Ambrose has shown, throughout the past few weeks that he can hang with the big dogs. He wants that, he's got that feud with Lesnar now, and that's a more telling story.
Yeah.
So, okay, you've obviously got a guy who is getting the biggest reaction as a face in Dean Ambrose, next to, John Cena version 2.0 with a 50-50 reaction in Roman Reigns to complete your story because you want that guy to be your guy.
Well, also at the same time, it makes sense because what we learned on Raw about, Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar, which is still a good route too.
Yeah.
To go, hey, I know you're not going to be in the title picture. Because I feel like...
And that is a fine spot for Dean Ambrose to get. But what pisses me off is that for 3 years now, starting with the Rumble, they have gone with the wrong decision. They went with Batista over Daniel Bryan. They went with Roman Reigns over Daniel Bryan. And then this year, they had Triple H win and, they did what they did. But my point is that when it came time, the journey from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania 30, they had to change everything because that's what the crowd wanted, and a couple other things changed. This time, or for 31, the crowd didn't want to see Roman Reigns go up against Brock Lesnar. That was that pay-per-view was saved by Rollins cashing in during the match. Because we were all talking about, oh, God, we don't want to see Roman Reigns be champion, but how do you take the title off? How do you get this scenario? We didn't think about, Rollins is going to cash in during the match, make it a triple threat match, and he's going to be the winner. And so here we are again. You've had now 2 championship reigns for Roman Reigns. So this will be his 3rd win in about 6 months.
Short span,
yeah. Where every time he gets the belt, the crowd is booing the hell out of him. So,
it's still half and half. But.
You've still got plenty. You have plenty of time to call this audible, and you're not doing it.
Well, I figure let him have the title for a little bit longer than he had it, and then let him lose it.
But it's one of those things where it's in the past 2 years, they have stuck to what they wanted to do, and the crowd is rejecting it. They're like, no, we don't want to see this guy. I would much rather see Dean Ambrose. I would much rather see Brock Lesnar. I would much rather see, this guy. It's don't give us Roman Reigns. He is a talented dude. He's getting there. His promo skills, not so much yet.
Yeah.
And that could come around one day. But they have booked him so poorly, they have written his character so poorly that the crowd wants nothing to do with it. The ladies and the kids, they love it. He's the new superhero. He's got the look. He's got the athletic ability and, the physique and all that. But it's not what the crowd wants.
Yeah.
So, for 2 years, you're telling me that you haven't figured out what the crowd is trying to tell you? That's just amazing to me. But
We do what we want to do.
It's like, yeah, and that's it. We're gonna do what we want, and the crowd can like it or not. Pretty much. That's pretty much the mindset.
You could do that when you have that amount of money. And
Well, you're gonna end up having less money if you continue doing it because the crowd's gonna stop showing up. Because they're like, why watch it if they're not gonna?
oh, because they have other superstars. That
Yeah.
people like.
They have stuff for everyone, but when everyone is being written so poorly, again, this goes back all the way back to the Wyatt discussion. You know, you want to have this superhero, you want to have this super villain with magical powers or whatever, and every time he loses, and then he wants to come out and cut a promo that very next night and be like, I'm the baddest man in the world. It's like, no, you're not. You just lost. And you lost the week before. And you lost the week before. You beat one other guy, but it wasn't during a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then you lost the pay-per-view previous to that after you had dominated for 4 or 5 weeks to make it look like you were going to be dominant. It's like, why should I believe your character? There's no believability for the Wyatts right now. They're big guys. That's it.
That's true.
It's just, I don't, yeah.
You're a passionate man.
I am. I want to see good storytelling. That's why you should watch Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground's tearing it up right now. If you're not watching Lucha Underground, find the channel.
And sorry, I didn't get to watch it this week, so
I watched it, but I forgot to write down the matches, and I watched it like the day it came out or the day after. So, but yeah, Lucha Underground tearing it up. NXT tearing it up. Is anyone watching TNA anymore?
no, there's people watching it still.
Yeah. But, I mean, I want all of these companies to succeed. But when you're being like the WWE and booking so poorly, it makes it really hard to watch. Like, you need to engage the audience. Give them something. And then, like, okay, I know I've been ranting for like the past 10 minutes about this, but you want to have Stephanie McMahon on a regular basis. This isn't any particular week. She comes out on a regular basis and taunts the audience. Oh, yeah, you're cheering for Dana Bryan. Oh, yeah, okay, that's great. Like, you're supposed to encourage your fans to participate. I know she's being a heel. I get that. But when you're mocking your fans for giving a reaction, that is not smart booking. That's not smart writing. That's not what you're supposed to do. I know it's like the cheap heel. It's the cheap heel tactics going out. Oh, this town smells, and no, I can't wait to leave this town. Hell, go back to that style of booking. Just do the cheap heat. I don't care.
This is another form of cheap heat. That's all it is.
It's not the oh, I dislike you, boo heat. It's the get off my screen heat. Go away. I'm tired of looking at you with your fancy suits and your dresses and styled hair and your stuff.
And your stuff.
Yeah.
Daniel, tell me how you really feel.
I'll tell you how I really feel. No. But yeah, I know. Like I said, I've been
fine. You guys say what you
ranting
gotta say.
here, and you go off on a tangent every once in a while. It feels good. You get it off your chest. You know, it's been building up for a while. And you gotta let the fans know this is how I feel, and I hope that some of them can relate. I hope that some of our listeners feel the exact same way, and they're like, "Damn right, Daniel, you brought those white vans back."
Give him a virtual high five.
High five on that one. So, anyways, so Roman Reigns, your number one contender to face Triple H at WrestleMania. It happened. There you go. Did you hear the story of what the initial plan was for this match?
No.
They wanted to bring in Batista as a special referee.
Why?
To stack the odds against Roman Reigns.
Because what?
Because they were part of Evolution back in the day.
Oh, because Evolution versus The Shield.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah.
So that'll teach him.
Well, he couldn't do it because he's doing Guardians.
Oh, he turned it down.
Oh,
He's like, no, I'm not doing that. If I'm coming back, I want a bigger role.
I was like, if I'm coming back. Plus, you screwed over my boy Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, he's pissed off about that, too.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. That's another thing. That's a different story. But yeah, so pay-per-view ends, Roman Reigns, Some cheered, some booed. But as far as the leaderboard for our prediction show going on, Tyler's still in the lead.
I'm in the lead.
12 correct picks. And we didn't give our AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho match. We were all pretty in unison that AJ was going to win. So we just gave us a point. I'm currently in second place with 11. Doug is not far behind, third place with 10 points.
WrestleMania is going to be fun because we're going to have more people over and we do the money pool thing.
Yeah.
And
hopefully we'll have more variation for who's going to win. Like, they do the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So that might be a deciding factor in the point system. We'll have to see.
And your winner for that Battle Royal is Braun Strowman.
No. So there you go. So for those of you at home keeping score, Tyler is currently still your leader.
Yeah.
2 pay-per-views in a row. Will it be 3?
Yes.
Well, damn. Okay.
Damn.
Said pretty confidently.
Yes.
Let's run through Raw because highs and lows again. 3rd hour drag.
Woo, yeah, man. I kept on saying, is this over yet? I thought this was like,
You're like, oh my God, it's only 9 o'clock. Then like, oh my God, it's only 9:10.
I thought it was 9:45.
That's what you think.
Damn.
But the first segment actually went 30 minutes, which is unusual. Usually they have about a 15-minute opening
something
promo.
on the sheets. They were saying there's going to be a surprise.
The Vincent J. McMahon Award presentation.
Well, I kind of felt like at one certain point it was going to be Shane.
Yeah.
Just because how they would. I know a lot of people would think it was Cena or Taker. But I just had that feeling because after Stephanie came out, and I was like, she has the award, but if someone's going to come out and stop her, who would it be? And that's when Shane popped in my head.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Because I wouldn't think Cena. Cena would deserve an award like that, I would think. But
Dollar.
But it's still cool to see him. How many years since he's been?
It's been about 6.
6.
So.
This seems longer. It
was like October of 2009 or 2010. So it's been up there. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So really good to see Shane O'Mac back. The crowd went absolutely berserk.
Yes, and he had tears in his eyes too.
Yeah, because it's like we talked about when we were watching it. I was explaining to Kelsey who Shane McMahon was, and I'm like, she was like, well, why is he getting all emotional? It's like, well, when you're gone from the company for that long, you tend to fade away. A lot of people kind of forget who you are. But, the wrestling fans are some of the most passionate fans out there.
Yeah.
And if you go back and listen to our interview with Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man, he mentioned that. He was like, it doesn't matter where I go, there will be a wrestling fan somewhere who's going to recognize me. And it doesn't matter how old I get, they're always going to be like, dude, you're one of the greatest. Oh, I love this. Oh, the wrestling fans are so passionate, and they tend not to forget, which is really good, because you can be gone for 6 years, come back and get the loudest reaction out of anybody. Mm-hmm. Like the crowd, they blew the roof off the place. And Shane McMahon coming back saying, hey, man, I might have been gone, but I never lost my place in line. I'm back, and I want...
She doesn't know, huh? We made a deal.
Yeah, we made a deal. Vince screwed up big time, and I left in order to stop the bleeding, in a sense of... That's kind of what I gathered, that it was, hey, it'd be best if I left to fix this. And
there's a legit story behind that, right?
I know that Shane wanted to go out and venture to other things. And I think they had like a falling out, Vince and Shane, because Vince was like, no, I want you to stay here. And he was like, well, I want to go and do this, this, and this, which prompted him to leave. But yeah, I'm not sure of all the details, but I'm sure a Google history, Google search can find the information on that. But I mean, my God, how hot was the crowd for this segment?
Yeah, for sure.
It was nuts. And basically laying down the law, saying, hey, man, I'm back. I want control of Monday Night Raw because you guys have been running it into the ground. The plague of injuries, the declining stocks, and the ratings could go on. And Vince basically said, okay, yeah, I'll give you what you want, but you got to give me one match, one night. And that night is going to be at WrestleMania. It's going to be against The Undertaker, playa.
And
it's going to be inside hell in a cell.
But he goes, if Vince or Undertaker wins like that, he has to give him all those documents and all the stuff he has on him.
I doubt they'll make like a heavy claim about that, but
that's part of the storyline. But
it makes it interesting, but it also kind of worries me a bit because it's like, are you gonna have the Undertaker lose to Shane McMahon at WrestleMania?
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's pretty strange.
And I know a lot of people were saying, well, Shane's got to have someone fight for him, right?
Then online, like I read some rumors that it's gonna actually be Cena.
Yeah,
first Undertaker, but I was like, I don't know.
How do you work that in?
Yeah.
It's like, well, hey, Vince, you got to pick someone to fight for you. I'm picking someone to fight for me. I mean, they could do it as simple as that. But if it really is not Triple H. If it really is Undertaker versus Shane McMahon, Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, there has got to be some sort of outside interference for that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you have to. If the grand stage is if the grand idea is to have Shane win the match, which would be dumbfounding to me that Undertaker will now lose a second WrestleMania
second time,
match.
but it's to Shane.
Yeah, let alone to Shane, which that would blow my mind. I'd be like, what the hell did I just witness? It would have to be like he would bring in somebody.
Oh, no, Shane wins with the coast to coast.
No, that's not going to be it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. He would have to bring someone in from NXT or bring in Nakamura or something like that.
I don't think that, no.
Like, you have to have someone there to help Shane McMahon for this match. And I know we're a long way from WrestleMania and there's much more story to go, but from where I'm standing right now, it makes zero sense as to why they would book it like this.
We will see.
We will see, indeed. But really great to see Shane O'Mac and really awesome to hear his theme. I always loved his theme.
Yeah.
It's a catchy tune. But after that, we got to see our first matchup of the evening. New Day going up against Neville and Lucha Dragons. Anything to take away from the matchup?
Not really. New Day being goofy as usual.
Mm-hmm.
They actually showed the box of Budios.
Yeah. That's kind of like you see it and it's kind of disheartening because our buddy John David Guerra over at Nightmare Pro Wrestling was commissioned by Xavier Woods saying, hey man, we're thinking about doing this. We're going to have this box of Budios. That's the New Day cereal. Would you do the artwork for it? Which is stunning. That is huge.
Yes.
And so, of course, John knocked it out of the park, sent it to him, and Xavier said, it's great. But unfortunately, WWE came in and said, well, we're just going to have our guy do the artwork.
Yep.
So, like I said, you see it and you're like, kind of like, oh, like that's what they went with. They should have gone with John's because it was awesome. And I believe, I might have to double check my sources, but I believe that for a limited time, you can go online to Nightmare Pro Wrestling, and you can actually buy, if you choose, you can buy a print of his Budios.
Oh yeah, man. He's checking now.
I'm checking it right now. Let's see, prints. No, it's not on there right now. I'll check with John and see. Or maybe it's under limited edition print. Nope. What about mini print? Nope. Okay. Well, I'll see if I can find it somewhere and post it on the Facebook page.
Little plug there. Oh, check out John David Guerra at Pro Wrestling. He does the Monday Night Draw videos and prints, and he has a lot of commissions and stuff of wrestlers, and a lot of WWE wrestlers saw his stuff and they enjoyed it, and it's just. He's a good guy. He's an amazing artist. He has a a comic out,
Nightmare Pro Wrestling.
Monsters That Wrestle. So check it out.
Yeah, and what's really cool is that WWE just posted a video about Shinsuke Nakamura, and if you pause it at just the right moment, you'll actually see Nakamura signing a print that was drawn by John.
Really?
Yeah. It's really cool.
That's cool.
It's one of those really cool things to see. So make sure you go to Nightmare Pro Wrestling and support John and all the stuff he does. And I mostly just do one voice for his Monday Night Draw videos, which is Dean Ambrose. So if you listen to it and you happen to hear it, that's who you're listening to. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll get Seth Rollins.
Yeah, come on. So really cool stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it was on there, but anyways, yeah, there's a picture of him signing it. Anyways, moving on. So we got to see New Day get the win over Neville and the Lucha Dragons. Nothing really to take away from the matchup. In fact, all of the matches didn't really have much, to play in.
No.
We had a couple rematches. It was a pretty promo-heavy episode. I mean, heck, we had the first 30 minutes was nothing but promos, and then we had one match, and then we had the top of the hour, which had Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar come out, cutting a promo about how Dean Ambrose, basically the thorn in their side and getting under their skin and costing Lesnar the championship match at WrestleMania. And earlier in the night, Dean Ambrose had been attacked by Brock Lesnar in the parking lot before Raw even went on the air.
Yeah.
And had to get sent to the hospital. Well, Ambrose stole an ambulance, drove it back to the arena, and crawled his way back to the ring before collapsing. And then Brock Lesnar literally stepped on him, I should say.
Yeah.
To leave, and Dean Ambrose saying, "Hey, you son of a bitch! I'm still here. You're gonna find out the hard way.
You can't kill me.
Yeah, you can't kill me. You're gonna find out the hard way, and I want you at WrestleMania.
You can beat the shit out of me, but I won't die."
And so Brock Lesnar decided to put that to the test, give him an F5 on the outside.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman says, "Well, hey, my client accepts." So we'll see you at Mania,
good
kid.
for Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
I mean, not getting the shit beat out of him, but good for in that feud with Brock.
Yeah, he gets to be, in WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. I'm curious as to how that one's going to play out, but
get his ass whooped.
More than likely. But will he? Oh, and I should mention that the match itself is going to be no holds barred street fight, so should be pretty interesting to see. After that, we got to see.
That's the type of match where you go backstage and hit each other with stuff, right? Or no?
You can fight through the crowd and all that.
I was about to say that would be nuts. That dude's not.
They're gonna go right by Ryan.
It wouldn't be where I don't think Brock would do suplexes outside like that.
Oh God, I hope not.
Oh my gosh,
that would be quite painful. So after that, we got to see a short matchup between the Usos and the Ascension. The Usos returned. Dudley Boys came out, cut a heel promo, and.
Because I thought the Ascension, they jumped him because the Dudley Boys came out and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, Ascension's going to win. I don't care about Ascension.
Nope.
But they still lost.
Yep, still lost. Who cares?
Jobbers.
Yep. Welcome to the wasteland of
You're
jobbers.
in your own wasteland.
Yep. Nothing to take away from the matchup. After that, we got to see Chris Jericho come out, cut a promo on AJ Styles, saying, hey, man, I don't like you, but last night you beat me. You earned my respect. So I just want to tell you that face to face. It kind of makes you wonder, is he going to heel turn here on him? But no, it was legit. He was like, I just want to shake your hand.
Is this like moving on?
Yeah. It's like, hey, I just want to let you know, face to face, man to man, you beat me. You're not good. You're not great. You're phenomenal. You're living up to your name. And then they were both interrupted by the Social Outcasts who just say, hey, well, we're going to fight you now because, y'all aren't a team. We're a team. So AJ and Jericho team up and defeat the Social Outcasts. Nothing really to take away from it. Nope. After that, we got to see R-Truth backstage. Goldust comes up with the cake, wanting to say, I'm sorry. I've learned all of your moves. I know what you're thinking. And
you think I'm going to shove this cake in your face, but I'm not.
Psych. Oh, he got him with the psych and
Eat the cake.
threw the cake in his face. Cake face. So, whatever. After that, we got to see a rematch from Fastlane. The Wyatt family's going up against Ryback, Kane, and The Big Show. Nothing really to take away from this matchup. Like I said, they did get the Wyatts got the win back, but the main story that people were talking about is Ryback walking out during the matchup.
Well, he said later on there's nothing against Big Show and Kane.
Yeah, he just doesn't.
He wants to.
He doesn't want to do tag teams anymore. He wants to look out for himself.
But would that prompt Big Show and Kane to go like, "Hey, man, you left us high and dry"? Wouldn't that be like a fight between them?
You would think so, but probably not.
Probably just leave it alone. And
Yep.
I don't know. I've never been a huge Ryback fan at all, and it's usually with his feuds and stuff. It's like it's always a miss for me. Or stuff he goes to next. Like I mean, I wish success for him and something bigger for him, but I don't know what the heck they could do.
It's the big guy, and he's hungry. Ha ha. Got a Cracker Barrel? But yeah, Ryback basically saying, I'm done with being a tag team. I'm looking out for myself. I should break through the glass ring, the glass
ring?
Yeah, the glass ceiling and steal the ring.
Yeah.
Take the ring, brass ring, whatever. So, good luck.
The brass ceiling.
The brass ceiling
and the glass
ring. That's right. So, best of luck, kid. After that, we got to see Sasha Banks going up against Naomi. Sasha. Sasha ends up getting the victory, and then Becky comes out. You liking that?
I like the song. Yeah.
Not too shabby. Then Becky comes out and attacks Tamina to make it even Stevens. And then we got to hear a lovely promo from Charlotte again. Yay!
Jimmy cracked corn, and I just don't care.
Yeah?
I just don't care.
Well, what does Jimmy have to do with this?
I don't know.
Okay.
He cracked corn, though.
Oh, that bastard. How do you crack corn? Anyways. Charlotte, I don't know what's going on through her head whenever she's cutting a promo, but it sounds like she's trying to talk to you as if it's stereotypical. I'm speaking to someone who doesn't speak the language that I'm speaking. They're speaking very loud and very slowly. Do you know what I mean, Tyler?
You understand what I'm saying right now?
Do you know what I mean, Tyler?
Nope.
It's what Charlotte is trying to say to Sasha and Becky.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Best part of Charlotte right now is Flair. Ric Flair. It's bad. It's getting bad. Like, I don't know what to do.
You can't do nothing.
There's nothing
what do
I
you
can do.
I don't know what to do.
I don't
you do nothing. You have to sit there and watch it.
I could turn it off, but anyways, that wouldn't be good for the show. No, I didn't watch it. Fuck this.
Fuck that shit.
But after that, we got to find out the next inductee for the WWE Hall of Fame. Whoo! Train, the Godfather, going to be the next inductee. Going to be inducted by Ron Simmons and JBL.
I made the joke. I was like, hopefully the hoes induct him.
No, I don't think so. They might be there, but
how many hoes are going to be there? That's one.
Thousands.
Yeah, they're going to all induct him. Yeah, that's good.
All of the hoes.
And then next year, Papa Shango can get inducted.
Yeah.
And after that, the
Good Father.
The Good Father.
Yeah. There's someone who deserves it.
He did good deeds,
Yeah. That lovely right to censor alarm.
I love right to censor. Man,
warning.
They hate it.
Warning.
People hated that, but I loved right to censor.
Lord. After that, we got the main event of the evening. Hey, here's a match we haven't seen in a couple weeks. Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. And it ends in a no contest after Triple H came out. And he was serious Triple H because he had his leather jacket on. And
yeah, he had a suit on earlier because he was backstage talking to Stephanie.
He had to go get changed.
Yeah. I'm serious now. I got my belt.
It's go time.
Suck it.
Here's my ass-kicking jeans. So he comes out, and the brawl was on, so to say. And Triple H left Roman Reigns in a bloody mess. And we say bloody. Well, there was blood, but it turned out to be fake. But whatever. Byron Saxton handed him a blood packet. It was caught on camera. And
oh, really? It was?
Yeah. Someone was like in the front row and standing right behind him. And you see Roman like leaning over the table, and he puts his hand out, and Byron like walks over and like hands it to him.
They filmed it.
Yeah, and then the guy then Roman brings it back up to his nose and is like, you see his hand like going all over his face. And then,
you have to show me this video.
And then he brings his hand back down and it's all bloody.
Oh god.
So, anyways,
suck, Byron.
I mean, it was a cool brawling moment from Triple H, but again, it worries me because, like I said, the writing and the booking for Roman Reigns has been so poor that Triple H is coming off looking like the face.
But no, usually Triple H is going to put Roman over. I feel like that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, that's ultimately the end story. Roman Reigns somehow overcomes all the odds and becomes WWE champion for the first time on WrestleMania because it's to be his third title reign.
But this one means something.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything.
But no, it does now because he beat Triple H. He beat the authority guy. You know, he is now the man.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you tell yourself to sleep at night, kid.
I take pills.
I might start. I'm going to end up taking pills by the end of this. Yeah, it's just... If you didn't have him win the previous championships, yeah, it might mean something. But he's already won. He's had that special moment.
This is the end. It's Triple H.
And then he got cashed in on 5 minutes later.
This is the last roadblock.
Then he won it again and lost it at the Rumble. He's lost it clean twice. I mean, you can dispute the first time because it was cash in the money in the bank. But
Superman has weaknesses too. Kryptonite, okay?
Apparently it's holding on to the title.
Yeah, that's his weakness. So Superman has weaknesses, but
amazing
Superman
promos
always wins pretty much at the end.
And that's why he is not one of the most favorite.
That's why he's Superman.
Yeah,
because
sure.
he Superman punches people.
Yeah, sure.
And he's going to beat Triple H because that's the last roadblock. And there's fisting going on. So,
yeah.
So Roman Reigns is your winner.
Yeah, sure.
Fisting.
Yeah. And Roman Reigns apparently had to have emergency nose surgery to fix his broken nose. So it looks like Roman Reigns might be out for a while.
He has a nose job.
Yeah. So in order to control the crowd, they're removing their number one contender for the main event of WrestleMania.
We'll be back there on Raw.
For a number of weeks, at least one, maybe two.
1 week of Triple H is coming out boasting and stuff like that, and then he'll be back the next week to, fight him.
Yeah.
You know what? I fought through my injury, or just had surgery, and I feel fine to come back.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe they just, went into. Maybe he has some nose polyps that they were trying to get rid of because he couldn't breathe or something. So.
No.
What?
No.
Okay.
No. So there you go. That's the end of Raw. Makes me so look forward to WrestleMania.
Daniel, you know what you are?
Am I being negative?
Yes, but you're a very, very, very passionate man.
I am. Very passionate. Fucking passionate. It would really be nice to get some listener feedback on this episode because I feel like I don't want my rant and tangent to be for nothing. I want, even if you agree with me, great. If you disagree with me, great. I would like to know why.
Some opinions.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Give me some opinions. Let me know what you think.
About?
If you're listening to this still, let me know what you think. I don't blame you if you turned it off 20 minutes
this
ago.
This motherfucker here.
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's talking about.
This guy's a bum. How's he getting married? I bet he paid for that. Mail order bride. Hey, speaking of brides, hot topic news: Joey Ryan proposing to his girlfriend during their match.
Oh, he fought his.
Yeah,
he fought his wife.
Well, his girlfriend at the time, now fiance. Yes, they were in the middle of a match, and they did one of those spots where the referee goes down.
Yeah, were they their tag partner or
no? They were facing each other.
Oh wow.
So like it was an Irish whip into the corner, but the ref happened to be in the way, so he goes down. She gives him a kick to the head. He goes down, pins 1, 2, but there's no ref. So she goes over to check on him, and he crawls over to his jacket, and the ring announcer brought brought the microphone and put it right next to his jacket. He pulled the ring out and grabbed the microphone. So she turns around and he's on his knee. And it's like, we've been talking about it for so long. I feel like this is the only way to surprise you.
You throw her off in the match.
Yeah. And so he proposed. She said yes, and
how freaking cool is that?
The crowd absolutely loved it, and they hugged. And I think whenever they hugged, he said, "Okay, let's go to the finish," because
it's on the mic.
No, she was really taken back, and so then they hugged, and he did a dirty roll up. and pinned her. The referee recovered, pinned her 1, 2, 3. And he goes, "I'm sorry, babe. I know you're happy, but I needed that winner's purse." And she was like, "Hey, it's okay. I got the ring." So
that's pretty cool.
So congratulations, Joey Ryan.
That's a neat, unique way to propose.
Yeah,
especially, and that's like, hey, I'm wrestling my wife.
Yeah, my soon-to-be
girlfriend, soon to be.
Yeah,
future wife. Like that's
really cool.
That's cool
stuff. So there you go.
Super unique way.
Time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. Only question coming to us from Ryan saying, do you think that if Roman Reigns wins the title at Mania, that Ambrose might turn heel on Reigns?
I mean, it's a possibility. I don't know.
I know they were sort of teasing that throughout the night. Oh, are the brothers done? Is this it? Is this over with? It's always going to be there. To do if they so choose. At this point in time, I honestly think it would be wiser to have Reigns turn heel.
Yeah.
Because Ambrose is getting the better face reactions. If you were to book Reigns as a badass monster who just plows through everybody, destroying everyone in his path, that would get a great heel reaction. Just by that alone. I mean, look how they booked Rusev for the first year that he was in the company on the main roster. So if you just have him go and be that silent badass warrior and attack his friend, that sells it. And you've got Ambrose who's going to be your top face. There you go, problem solved. But they're probably not going to do that. They're probably going to turn Ambrose so they can keep Reigns as a face and have him be the face of the company, because he's the good guy. He's the good guy. We need you to root for him. So anyways, that's going to do it. Make sure to submit your questions on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. And make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have the chance, feel free to leave us a review. We appreciate all of those reviews. Anytime we get one and I happen to catch it, I take a screenshot and post it on our Facebook page. So you will be immortalized on our Facebook page, and we'll make sure to read it out as well. So for that, just search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Hey, we're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
There you go. And you can also follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel. You can follow Tyler on Twitter at Tyler_Abear. So make sure you give him a follow, say, "What's up, A-Bear?" And where's that billboard? So
where is it? You will never know until it happens.
Which is not going to.
Yes, this summer.
Liar. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this week for the podcast crew. I am Daniel Herron.
I am Tyler A-Bear.
And we will catch you all next week. Have a good one.
Bye.